How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome to my very first build progression video for Wolcen. This is going to be my Gunslingers brand character that I didn't really plan on making. I had originally planned to make a bow character, but then I started using Gunslingers brand, and I used the railgun that we have access to now, and is pretty good. So this is the character that I'm playing for the next little while. I'm going to be including all of my knowledge I've gained, as well as the skill tree and talents that I've used, and a bit of a showcase of my gear in this video. This is going to be a progression style video, so this isn't like the end build or the end all be all. I'll be playing this style of character for the next little while over on stream, so if you want to take a look at that, you can come and watch me play it live. Alternatively, you can wait until the next videos come out, and eventually there will be an ultimate build guide for the character when it is fully done. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a gameplay showcase just to show how this character kind of works. You basically wind up feeling like an anime cowboy. It's pretty good. One of my personal favorite action RPG characters I've played in a long time. This enemy type is such a pain in my ass, but you can do things like that. That is where this character shines, just being extremely satisfying to play. Sadly, there are some mob types in this area, which is the story progression area I'm in right now, that are a bit fucking annoying, but it's just all around fucking satisfying, I'll be honest. I'll find like one more big pack to showcase, and I can move on to gear and whatnot. Skills-wise, we're packing a quite nice variety. We have a rocket, because why the fuck not? We have an auto turret, because why the fuck not? And then we have a dodge skill, as well as a rain of arrows that is our single target skill, since it does a lot of damage. Weirdly enough, I don't know why, but it does a shit ton of damage. So as a result, I've just kind of been using that for my single target. So how does Gunslingers brand work exactly? Well, because of a rune I have, I can do things like that by auto-targeting a massive group of things. And just unleashing a fucking volley of pistol shots. Alternatively, the way the skill actually works without that, if you're not looking at things, you need to mouse over them and select them, and it will mark them as a target to shoot. If you ever played Smite or anything like that, and you played Chiron, it's basically that same sort of thing. I'm trying to think what else is kind of similar there. There's not really anything else in regards to other action RPGs, but yeah, if you've seen that very specific scenario, you've seen that skill before. But we also have rockets for long range, because having rockets is kind of fucking cool in an action RPG, considering it's basically a Warhammer style action RPG. But yeah, use our rain of arrows for single target if I don't get ran over by this fucking thing.
It's not possible.
Dodge that. Dodge that. And since he's broken, let's just hit him with a couple of rockets. One more for good measure. And it got tanked by the guy in front of him. But, you know. So yeah, that is the character we're playing so far. We are level 21 at the moment, and I've been having a pretty damn good time with it. So I'll go over my gear very quickly. Just a basic set of pistols. Now, I will probably be changing this a decent amount starting tomorrow, because I found out that Gunslingers brand doesn't scale with two pistols. It scales off your main hand pistol, which means it's better in theory to have a very powerful main hand pistol and an offhand shield, because you can just be tankier, right? As well as if you have a shield in your offhand, your auto attack will actually change. I don't have a shield here that I can show you, but your auto attack will turn into a shotgun blast with the pistol instead, which is pretty fucking cool. And it'll end up giving us more damage for Gunslingers brand than using two pistols, weirdly enough, which is a little bit odd. We'll see going later into later levels and whatnot if that holds up still, or if not, we'll see. But yeah, so at the moment we just have two highest damage pistols we could find for leveling, and the rest of my gear is all just HP stuff. I'm going for HP all res to just make sure I don't die, and then as much crit chance and a bit of attack speed wherever I can. Although I think attack speed isn't really that good because, of course, we're going off of a skill, which winds up being pretty much useless with attack speed from what I can assume. I don't think attack speed affects Gunslinger's brand at all. So I plan on sort of respecking it to be heavy crit focus with a shield with a bit of a defensive focus, so I can be very tanky if at all possible. So yeah, the rest of my gear is just damage wherever possible, crit damage wherever possible. Rage generation on hit is quite nice as well. We have basically infinite rage, considering we're mostly a speed clear build at the moment. And I'll go into my skill tree to show you how to do that. Talents-wise, or points-wise here, we go 5 into agility, 3 into toughness, and 2 into ferocity. I think I'm going to respec that and go 5-5, or 7-3 as well, or 7-2, sorry. No, 7-3, math's hard. And just go entirely for crit damage with a bit of extra health, because Gunslinger's brand has a lot of runes that give it crit bonuses. So if we go over here, we have increased critical hit damage, reduced rage cost, crit damage increases with aiming time, these sorts of things, right? So we can add increased just crit damage in general. If an enemy suffers a critical hit, damage is bounced to the first enemy targeted, which is fantastic if you have like an elite or something. I don't know how well that would work with my AoE conal targeting thing, but we'll see how that works. So I kind of want to respec it into like a crit style character, because I think that would work a decent amount better than the attack speed sort of style I've gone for right now, because I planned originally to play a bow character, so I went for a decent amount of attack speed and that sort of stuff. So in the skill tree, we wound up going with Backline Raider as the first point for 50% attack speed and spellcasting score. I don't think that affects Gunslinger's brand either, at least not to my knowledge. Not really entirely sure. We'll see when I spec out of it. And then we came down through this way, because I was going to originally get Come What May for all projectiles piercing within 6-meter radius. However, there's a 1-pointer you can take for Gunslinger's brand that makes your shots pierce the target anyway. So, yeah, considering we're going to be at decent range from a target most times, it could still be useful, but not really. Then we ended up taking Persistence Hunting for damage to enemies with impaired movement. This was more of just a travel node, because I was planning on going for all of this stuff, and then I realized it's not really that great for the current build I'm going for. So I've gone heavily green right now, but I'm going to be respecking tomorrow, more than likely, into heavy red instead. Because we also have Furious Appetite up here, which is passively generates rage instead of willpower. Normally this bar would be 100 willpower, but instead we're at 100 rage. This is one of the new added nodes, which is fantastic for the build. Basically it means you're always at 1000 rage to just start any encounter, which combined with Manic Slaughter, I was going to say Maniac Slaughter, but either works really. You get 2% damage per 100 unspent rage, which basically means you get 10% damage on your first gunshot. Yeah. Alternatively, maybe you could do a build where it's like you base it off of auto attacks and you just stack, you know, max rage to do a ton of damage. Maybe that works, but yeah. The reason you take that is for Appetite for Bloodshed. This is the best node you can get in the game, I think. I'll be entirely honest, because it's a small node too, funnily enough, but 35 rage gen on kill is the best thing for trash clearing you can ever pick up. I found this in early access, and it's insane for making just the gameplay a lot better. And of course it's a red node, as well as I am coming over here to get Ferocity, and then Feast for the Crows, since I have 1 point left to spend, for 2% global life leech to make us nice and tanky since we're hitting a bunch of targets. That'll make us pretty much unkillable, more than likely. Now, when I respec this, I want to kind of organize this a little differently. I'm going to rotate this ring this way, and then rotate this ring sideways like this, and we end up with red, red, and red. So I can go and get Furious Appetite, as well as getting Feast for the Crows and Maniac Slaughter. And then I can pick up the wild card for 60% critical hit chance score, so chance to crit, basically. Then we're going entirely in the skill tree into Ferocity. I'm going to go 7-3 probably, to boost my crit chance as much as possible. We're already at 24%, but if we can get that higher, even better. Then I start to go for even more crit stuff out of this for increased crit damage and that sort of stuff, to try and get bonus damage there. The rest of the setup we're going for is Wailing Arrows. This is my single target skill. This does insanely stupid damage. I don't really know why, but it's really good for bossing and whatnot. You break their break bar and you hit them with one of these for 160 rage and just pop off and destroy them. I have reduced cooldown, increased damage, and reduced rage cost there. Once I leveled up a bit more, I'm probably going to go for conversion to fire for 75% weapon damage with 75% weapon damage. I just use it as the single target skill. Then I have evasion, which has cooldown and dash distance. These two don't really matter. I mean, gain rage, sure. But this is just my movement skill, basically. You can use any movement skill. You can maybe even use a catalyst to unlock spells and whatnot. I might try doing that as well tomorrow. We'll see. Could work. I don't know what spells I would really go for, but who knows. Then we have the auto turret. You have to get the auto turret to level 17 to be able to get flak launcher, so it rotates and auto targets. Otherwise, it just kind of does that, which is a little bit underwhelming. So make sure you get it to rank 3 or rank 17 and spend the 3 points here, so that you can then have it turn and rotate as well. And then we have Havoc Orb, which is normally a grenade launcher, but thanks to a point at I believe level 14, you can instead make it fire rockets. And well, if you have fucking rockets in an action RPG, I can shoot people with fucking rockets. That's just cool, isn't it? Or, alternatively, we have a railgun, because why not? So now, you have a chargeable railgun that can just destroy people. You also don't even have to charge it. You can use it as an AoE skill if you want, in the first level. I've been having a lot of value with that as well. So some of this stuff is just really fucking cool. The fact I have a railgun, Gunslingers brand being incredibly satisfying. And so satisfying, in fact, I decided to change my character into a Gunslingers brand character. It's unlike anything I've played in any other action RPG. Like, Railgun, for example, is like Scourge Arrow. Okay, I've used channeled fucking ranged abilities before. I've used Rain of Arrows before. I've used totems before. But Gunslingers brand, I've never used anything like that before. So, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Let me know what you guys are playing down in the comments below. I've been having a very good time with this character so far, and he just looks fucking cool, doesn't he? I mean, I made him look like Geralt as well, but like, look at those pistols. Those things are just sick. I'm level 20. I'm level fucking 20. Also, one other thing that's cool is you can actually transmog stuff now, as well as you can transmog anything to anything. If I want to be a gunslinger in heavy armor, I can be, which I will be. Once I end up getting actually cool looking armor and weapons. You know your boy's gonna do that. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care, gentlemen.